Hello, I'm Pamela Davis Brown. Welcome to episode 240 of the Well Done Life podcast. And hello, welcome back to episode 240 of the Well Done Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis Brown. If you are new here, hey, how are you? Welcome. I am so glad that you're here this week. I hope that you will stay for a very long time and bring lots of friends. If you've been here before, you guys know the deal. I love you deep. Thank you so much for continuing to rock with me. I wouldn't be in this space without you, and you inspire me every day to keep going. So thank you. And please also bring lots of friends, because the more, the merrier. Before we get started, I like to be really foundational. For those of you that have been listening to the podcast for a while, I'm sure you could recite this with me, but it's really important to me that we set the foundation of what we do here. And it's really very simple. I really feel like this space that I've created is kind of like a house. And so I like to make sure that my foundation is understood and that it's really strong. And so for me, my foundation is built on two very important tenets, and that is clarity and love. Clarity is really straightforward. I just want to make sure that you understand that I created the Well Done Life because I believe in the power of women. I believe that we need spaces where we can be our most authentic self, where we can learn from each other's mistakes, where we can be inspired, where we can cry together, we can laugh together, and we can grow. And I think sometimes in the world of social media, as wonderful as it is, it does separate us sometimes. It doesn't allow us to have realistic, honest conversations sometimes. So hopefully you're learning from my story. That's right. I share my journey every week. And I also love to spotlight other women who are in the space doing amazing things. But I share mine because I want to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes that I made. I'll be honest, I don't want you to do some of the things that I've done. I also want you hopefully to be inspired, like, wow, if she can get this done or she's got this going on, you know what? I can do it too. And I probably can do it better. And so I hope that you will be inspired to share your journey because your truth, your story is beautiful and we need it. So welcome. And again, that kind of also leads me into my second thing, my main thing, because everything that we do in this space is always going to be rooted in love. Love is the thing. And so it's really important to me that before we kind of dive into topics and talk about all the things, that I share prayers with you. I truly believe in the power of prayers manifested. And so I always like to stand lately on a few foundational prayers. So of course, I'm going to be standing on peace right now. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like my peace is under attack. It has been a crazy busy time for me with work and life, and I'm doing great, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's like you feel like you're 5 minutes from a crash out or your next level in your breakthrough and you're just trying to figure it out. That's where I'm at right now. And so I am praying that you will actually have moments of stillness. And when I say stillness, I don't care. It could be as simple as sitting in your car and just taking a deep breath and counting to 10. That is stillness. Value every moment and second that you get. And if you feel like you're struggling, take it. Take that time for you to regulate your mind and your body. There's a lot going on, and there's only one you. And you are doing the very best that you can. And sometimes it's not going to be up to everyone's expectations. And you know what? They'll be all right. But really, as long as you feel all right, as long as you know that you are doing your best, that's all that matters. So give yourself grace and take space for peace, because that leads into my second prayer, which I'm standing on, which is clarity. Things are crazy. I don't think I need to say that. I could literally probably do an entire episode, and maybe one day I will, maybe one day I won't, because right now, I'll be honest, I've just kind of like, no, I engage about the world craziness when I want to, and no, not right now. But anywho, I'm sure you may be feeling that same way, like, no, not right now. Or you feel like you're being pulled in so many directions and just trying to make it. And so I want you, though, to be able to have clarity, because it's very important that you're able to see what's coming. that you see what's in front of you so that you can be imparted into, so that you can see the road ahead, so that you can make the right decisions. It is very easy when we are triggered to make very poor decisions because we're running off of emotion versus logic. And a lot of times, the only time that you can really start to center into your logic is if you're giving yourself spaces for peace, because in that moment of peace, you're regulating your mind, your body, and your thoughts, which in turn will lead you to be able to see things clearer. So see, it all kind of syncs together. And that's why it's so important, because I want to make sure that you are out here making the best possible decisions that you can with the information that you have in front of you, with your eyes fully open and seeing it and digesting it and understanding it. So peace and clarity are always going to be a part of my prayers, especially I see for the foreseeable future, because God knows I feel like we all need a little clarity in our lives. And so I hope that you are blessed with those two. But then at the same time, I'm also going to pray for you to have love. And I'm not just talking about relational love. I want you to have friendship love. I want you to have love that shows up for you. And we'll talk about that as well as love that just feels good from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Love that nourishes you, about your community, your people, the ones who give you strength. Because remember, as you are out here trying to regulate your mind, your body, and your soul so that you can see things clearly, the world is definitely moving and things can happen. People can come at you. Situations can come at you. And you need to have that love and support to help nourish you through. Your community, your people, your friends are the ones that you are waiting on to save you. There is no one else coming. So pour into those people just the way that they pour into you. That's why I said reciprocal, because it is a season where we have to be giving to the ones that we love, and we should be expecting that same love in return. And like I said, it's not about giving from a monetary standpoint, but it's about those people who can pour into you with truth, who can pour into you with encouragement, who can support you and help motivate you to be the best version of yourself, to not give up when it seems insurmountable. Make sure that you are cultivating your community and that you are being loving to them as well as loving to yourself. Because remember, you deserve love, true love, the best love, reciprocal love. So don't deny yourself and don't deny others the benefit of you. And then rounding out my prayers, I'm always going to stand on this as well. I'm praying for you to have abundance. I, of course, want you to be financially abundant, but I want you to be abundant in your spirit, because again, it all kind of syncs together. Because if you have community, if you have reciprocal love, if you have those people around you, you are able to create those moments and memories that are going to help sustain you in the challenging times. Let's not all act like we all have it together. God knows I don't. None of us all do. We're all out here doing our very best. And there are going to be moments when you're down. There are going to be moments when you need something. And you're going to be able to draw back into those moments and your friends and your support and your encouragement and your family, and realize the wealth in your spirit that will supersede a lot of the stress that you are feeling, because it shows you that in all seasons, everything is possible. Truth is possible. Love is possible. Blessings are possible. What may seem like an obstacle right now is just a season, and you are not going to give up, because you are wealthy, and you are wealthy in the sense of that you are surrounded in love at all times. So those are my prayers for you this week. I am recording on Wednesday, November the 19th at 11:54 p.m. Yes, I am out in the streets recording late. It has been a crazy week, to say the least, and I wanted to make sure that I showed up. I'm going to talk about showing up, because it has been in my spirit, but it has been kind of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't record. I don't know. But you know what? Sitting here and getting started shows me that this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I'm just so grateful that I got the chance to show up for you and show up for myself. But I know last week I took a small break. I did, because life had just started doing its thing and I needed to take a moment, but I wanted to thank everyone for their support of the week before last episode, Grace and Grit with Kenesha Thornton. And it really was a wonderful conversation with Kenesha. Kenesha is an amazing author as well as entrepreneur, storyteller who helps other people tell their stories. And now she's telling her story about how she's able to balance her entrepreneurial spirit with her family, with her desire to serve God. It was just such a beautiful conversation. So if you're in a season where maybe you need a little motivation, maybe you need to tap into your grace and grit, I would recommend that you check it out. But this week is just me. I wanted to, like I said, kind of show up because I thought it would be a really good opportunity to kind of start to set the stage for what's going to be coming up for the next few weeks. Because believe it or not, we are about to be really, 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 really at the end of the year. And so for me, I'm going to be taking some time, as I always do, off. But we're going to talk about that. But right now, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about something that's been in my spirit about showing up. And I know in the, literal sense, we know that showing up is just, being available, being present for situations, for people, just showing up. And recently, it has been a challenge. I mean, like I said, I don't know about, maybe it's just me, but the world is nutty. And so there's just so many things going on and so many demands on our times. I don't know, I'm finding it harder to show up. Yeah, it just feels like there's just so many different demands on our time right now, and which is the norm, because if I have to think about it, I mean, we're all thinking about it. We're right before Thanksgiving, going into the Christmas holiday. So normally this time of the year is like super overdrive, and I feel it even more now. And so I have to admit, it's been kind of hard for me to show up. I feel like I have seen my energy just start to kind of deplete a little bit. And so now I'm just trying to carve out time to stay committed, just trying to carve out time to show up for myself. So I wanted to come to you guys and ask you, are you having that hard time as well about showing up? And what are you doing to help preserve your energy and strength so that you can show up for others? But also, how are you showing up for yourself? Because first and foremost, like I mentioned, with this being the holiday season, this is a busy time, but it also can be a very stressful time. It can also be a very sad time. I know for myself, sometimes I do find myself reflecting on my father. I lost him like 5 days. We lost him as a family 5 days before Christmas. And my grandmother has also passed away on Christmas Eve before. And this is also the first year that I don't have my godmother for Christmas anymore. So it's like all these losses. And for everyone who is experiencing a loss and going into a holiday without that person, whether it's your first or your 100th, I'm definitely sending love and prayers to you, because it's very challenging no matter what. Sometimes grief can be a thief, can be very unpredictable. And sometimes you think you're okay, but then sometimes you're not. And so give yourself the grace and space in order to be able to navigate that. But it can also impact you, like I mentioned earlier, in regards to showing up, because sometimes you find yourself just in a pit, and the pit is not luckily so deep that you can't get out, but it's a pit where you have to stop. It's a pit where you have to just sit still. It's a pit where you have to cry or just scream because you are just overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed with emotion of grief. You're overwhelmed possibly with the emotions of life. Like I said, it's crazy out here. People are going through so many different things, losing their job and getting their job back if you're a government worker, and seeing all the things with SNAP. And just, I'll be honest, even if you're not impacted by those things, you're still impacted by high prices and trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. And it is challenging. And so it's very easy to get down on yourself. It's very easy to get lost. And in those moments of getting down and getting lost, like I said, it's very easy to stop showing up. And so I wanted to have this episode kind of be a part where I encourage you to show up. I know it's hard sometimes. I know it's so easy to want to sit in our house and just isolate for a moment. But if you're not careful, that isolation can become long-term. It can become a season where you block yourself from the people that you need, who can help encourage you, who can help move you through this pit, who can help you meet your next level, or just be there for you in this midst of this time so that they can keep you going, because you need them. And so I wanted to encourage you to go show up. I know for myself this week, well, actually it was last week, one of my friends, unfortunately her father passed away a few weeks ago, one of my closest friends. And literally my other close friend and I were planning on going to the services together. And she works She's like a road warrior, a warrior at her job. I work fully remote and my job is super demanding. And so we were so busy and we had not spoken all week. Like literally we texted just to confirm what time we were going to meet up. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this because it was going to be something that we needed to do for 2 days. So Friday night we were planning on going to the wake, and then Saturday, and of course, we were going to go to the funeral so we could support because it's so important. But in those moments of like getting through work and just navigating life, I was starting to think I'm not going to be able to show up. I literally was racked with anxiety and guilt, like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to be there for my friend, because I was trying to figure out how to navigate my mama, how to navigate getting my sister, how to navigate getting everything done with work, and what was I going to do? And I was working myself into a tizzy until I just stood still in one moment and said, you know what? I got to let it be what it's going to be because I need to show up. I need to show up because I know what it's like to be in the situation where my friend is right now and she's lost her father. I know what it's like to be in my friend's situation when you're a caregiver and you have spent several years of your life being dedicated to caring for your parents and trying to navigate the guilt of losing one. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to plan funerals and watch everything be orchestrated. It's like walking through autopilot on that day. And I know what it's like to have those moments afterwards where it's like, what are you going to do? And so how do I navigate it? Because no matter what, people are always around you when everything first happens. But as things start to move, as things start to shift, as things start to return back to normal life, people fade away because we stop showing up. We get caught up in our own lives. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, when we have that community, when we have those people that we know need us, and we feel that pull, because I was feeling that pull, y'all. I said I had to show up. And so long story short story long, my friend and I, we made it work, honey. That Friday, getting over there was crazy. And my friend's service was in Titusville, which is like an hour away from where my friend and I live. And so literally 2-3 stops later, she just got back from a business trip. I managed to jump off a meeting, throw on some clothes, and make it to her car, and we got it done. We got there exactly 5 minutes before the wake or the viewing was over. Literally. But I'll be honest, that was the best 5 minutes I ever spent because we got a chance to hug our friend. Because we both got a chance to just chat on the way back. And I got a chance to be a passenger princess. Child, I take advantage of every moment that I can to get to sit on my behind in the passenger side. I drive an hour every day to take my little sister to work. And I just needed some time. I needed a moment. And in that moment of showing up, I was renewed. So that's another thing that I want to remind you in the moments of showing up. In those moments of showing up, you are going to be poured into in ways that you can't even imagine. And like I said, it was the simplest thing. Literally, it was going through the Dunkin' Donuts drive-in so I could get a cup of coffee with my friend and just being able to laugh with her on the way to the viewing. And then we got a chance to laugh on the way back and plan how we were going to meet up again the next day, and how I would even know I was going to have to get up super early and do all these things. But it helped lifted me. That showing up for that 5 minutes, hugging my friend, being there to support her and her family, letting her know that I loved her, that yes, I will drive an hour away with my friend to be with you. I think hopefully let her know that I love her, of course, because we have to drop everything to support the ones that we love sometimes. And that's why I said, when you show up, it can show back up into you. It can pour into you, because I was feeling depleted. I was feeling stressed out. And in that moment, I was renewed. And then that second day when we went over to the funeral, I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, because I had to make sure I took my sister to work early, make sure my mom had set up, because I was going to be gone for quite a couple of hours, make sure she's good. It was a mad dash, but it was the best mad dash I've ever done, because I got a chance to show up and be there for my friend. and for her family. And I got a chance to connect with people that I hadn't seen in years. And it was just a good opportunity in the midst of sadness to be able to find some joy. That's why I wanted to make sure that I explained to you that you have to show up, because you don't know what blessing could be on the other side waiting for you when you show up. Because a lot of times when we show up, we're begrudging, we're feeling stressed out, we feel like we could have done something differently. And then the moment that you get poured into, it's like a weight gets lifted off of you, and you get to get that understanding that, you know what, just like I'm being here for you, you are being here for me. That's why it's important in seasons like this to prioritize showing up. And don't get me wrong, I know it's hard. It is. I can't sit up here and lie and act like every moment in time I'm going to show up. There are going to be some moments where maybe I'm going to miss the mark, where I'm not going to be able to show up. And that's okay too, because we have to give ourselves space based upon the capacity that where we're at. But if you have the capacity and the opportunity, don't make excuses. Show up. Show up, because that showing up is not just about the other person. It's about you. There's something that you need. There's something that you're missing and you need to be poured into. So I just want you to think about that as you're going forward. Think about in those seasons where you are feeling overwhelmed and you know that you need to show up. Take a breath, take a step back and count to 5, and then ask yourself, what could I possibly be missing if I don't show up? And how does me not showing up impact my friend or the situation? And if it passes the muster and it passes the litmus test, then show up. And I know, like I said, sometimes it's inconvenient, sometimes it's stressful, but it all comes full circle in the end. Give yourself those full circle moments, because like I said, in times like this, we need to have a good community. We need to be surrounded by people who have our best interests at heart. This is not the time or season of your life to be around people who don't celebrate you, or people who only tolerate you. This is not about being tolerated. This is about being encouraged. This is about being celebrated, being supported. You need to be in those circles. And if you're not, then this is your opportunity to reevaluate that. But if you are, then show up. And for those of you that are showing up consistently, how do you do that? I mean, no, like legit. Like I said, I try my best, but sometimes I do fall short and I feel guilty. So for those of you that do, make sure you share those notes with us and like the show notes, send me an email, whatever, so I can share with everybody else, because I just want to make sure we stay encouraged, and I want to continue to encourage you to show up. And thank you for being those people, because we all know that those kind of people, we have those people in our lives. Don't take those people for granted. Don't take those people for granted. Like I said before, and I will say it again, this is not a season for taking people for granted. You don't have time for that. You need to make sure your crew, your clique, your community is strong, and you need to be pouring into it just like they are pouring into you. So make sure you are showing up. And when you're showing up for them, remember you are showing up for you too. So don't forget to show up. So I hope that that kind of encourages you to really think about, how you can do better about showing up, and maybe what you could possibly be gaining if you do show up a little more often and pour into your community. Like I said at the top of the episode, though, I do want to make sure that I kind of start to set the tone for the next couple of weeks, because we are about to have Thanksgiving. And so during Thanksgiving, I'm going to be with my family and doing all the cooking and all those things. So there will not be an episode on November the 30th. I'm going to skip that week, and then I will be back with a brand new episode on December the 7th. And I do want to kind of give everyone a heads up. We're going to have Tara Jefferson, the author of Bloom How You Must, on the pod. I am so excited to talk to Tara. It has been a very long time since we've spoken. And so really want to talk to her about her new book, about the journey that writing that book took, and how excited she is and what she wants us to glean from it. So that will definitely be what we talk about. And then the final episode of 2025 will be on December the 14th. That's my episode. And so we have a lot to talk about. This has been quite a year. And so I'm really excited about recapping, about talking about my new season, my new level that I'm entering in. I've been working on it, and it is a very personal journey for me, but I'm very excited to share it with you. And then I will be out of office officially beginning December the 21st, all the way through January the 4th. I will return with our first new episode of 2026 on January 4th. And so I'll have all of this information in the show notes, just like a little out of office blurb. But I definitely wanted to kind of start to lay the foundation with you all. This has been an amazing year, a crazy year. And I definitely just want to take some time to honor the transitions that we're going into, think about the things that I am leaving behind, and truly start to make some action and groundwork in 2026, because it's a whole new level, whole new era, and I cannot wait to talk about it. So that is this week's episode. I know, yes, this is a bite-sized morsel this week, but I really hope that, like I said, it blessed you, because you guys blessed me. So I really want to thank you for your time, for your energy, for your love, for your support. Be gentle with yourselves and take care of each other. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.